Can I start off with that?
Yeah, man, you can start off with that shit.
Well, I just want to address our conversation last week, kind of why we decided to keep it in, and what happened during the aftermath of it.
Yeah, we fought.
Yeah, we got in a little bit of a fight last week. There was some "that's fucking stupid" said. There was some "shut the fuck up" said.
I was trying to tell them that we had a real fight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We definitely got into a verbal altercation last week. That's fine. We're real friends.
Right, and we had to decide whether we wanted to keep it in the next day. Also, it was on a break that this whole entire conversation started. That's why we were eating during the show. We don't eat during the show very much.
Yeah.
We were kind of just taking a break, but we continued talking, and we were wearing our headphones, so we were just talking so the other person could hear us. And then it turned so integral to what the whole thing turned into, that it felt like we had to include it. And I personally kind of thought it was funny that we were stuffing our faces while having such an intense conversation.
Well, Chris, I don't know if I actually know if this is a fact in the video, but when I eat on this show, because we've eaten on this show before, I try to make sure I eat in front of the mic so that you can't hear me chew.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if everyone does that.
I don't think I was. I didn't think that that whole thing was going to make it in.
No.
I thought we were just having kind of an off-air conversation.
We were.
Until, as I was going back through the conversation, it felt like you needed to know everything going up to it, you know?
And I felt like it was important. I felt like it was important for a couple reasons. I felt like it was important, number one, to show that not only are we real friends and that we can have a real conversation, that we don't necessarily agree with each other and we bump heads, but also that we kept it pushing, that we literally were like, okay, you know what, we didn't even necessarily in that moment have a real resolution, or wasn't a real resolve at all, like, oh, we feel this way, but we were like, you know what, we want to finish our show. We also know that we can continue this conversation off air, but we felt like it was important for you guys to see, and that even though we may not have articulated ourselves in the best way,
either one of us at all,
in that moment, like at the time, even when me and Chris were talking at the time, I understood what Chris was trying to say. It wasn't like I was like, I don't understand what you're trying to say. It was more that my frustrations in that moment, people don't really truly, sometimes realize how exhausting, and I don't want to play this card or make you guys feel as though I'm going this route, but people don't realize how exhausting at times it is to be a black man here in America, and that is frustrating. So that in that moment, I was talking to Chris, and I was asking a hypothetical question.
For those of you who didn't see the episode, the conversation winds up being whether racism should be illegal.
Yes, illegal here in the U.S., and I think Chris' first
instinct was like, well, we can't limit freedom of speech.
Yes. And I was like, well, why do I care about freedom of speech if, number one, it's never been for me? Freedom of speech I've never had free speech here in this country. Secondly, I felt as though at the time, like, why would I care about your rights so much when I don't have the same rights? Of course, I don't want you to lose your rights, but we fall into this weird place of like, well, when do I get to feel what freedom feels like? When do I get to get that actual feeling? And I think Chris, as many Americans and as many people do, answered, and he was just like, well, we don't want to, freedom of speech is freedom. And I'm like, hey, you know what? Out of all the things in the Constitution, I think freedom of speech is dope, right? I think it's cool. I think it's a cool concept. I also believe that for me, I told Chris this, I think that everything in the Constitution, every amendment, period, we should never have a problem bringing them all to the table, looking at all of them to be revised, simply because all of them were brought to the table by racist white men. And if people can't hear that and listen to that and be like, you know what, I thought it was perfect, but maybe pitch me, let me know what we need to change. Or
also, those men did they assumed that within 80 years there would be so many amendments that would be like a totally different constitution. They didn't say this is the rule of law that should exist forever. Yeah, they went change it as time happens.
And I think a lot of people believe that they got it right. They got it perfect.
Right.
And I'm like, yo,
I also think we've been taught, and like another reason I kept this whole entire conversation in, because I agree, it wasn't the best argument I've ever been a part of. I didn't do a great job articulating myself. And also when I look back, I actually don't agree with things that I've said and having the discussion the next day, because the next day, if I felt a little weird about it, sent you a long text message, you sent me a long text message, we started a conversation about it, and as I was kind of like putting off the edit, I was having some conversation with some friends. Well, here's the conversation we had, and I thought it was interesting that a lot of the white friends that I was talking to had the same instinct that I had, to go freedom of speech, the First Amendment, well, you can't really do anything about that. And then I started explaining to them your perspective, and a lot of their perspectives kind of changed. And I look back on the episode, and there are some things that I felt like I didn't articulate myself well, because I believe that like hate groups should be illegal. The hate groups, terrorist groups, do not have the right to get together to, what's the word I'm looking for, to assemble.
Just say meet.
and I also if you look at like Nazi Germany, for example, which was something that wasn't brought up, but like after the war, the swastika became illegal. You cannot, if you if you are during a parade and you're in the audience, you start waving that flag, you will be arrested and brought to jail, because they want to wipe that history clean, and they want to wipe that mindset clean. And as I was thinking, I was like, that is strange that we've never made that type of action to try to wipe it clean by making it illegal.
And I think it's because a lot of the people still in charge, powers that be, may not necessarily be. Look, what did Daniel Tosh tell us joke a long time ago? It's a funny ass joke. I'm a black man that can agree. It's a funny fucking joke. But he was like, slavery is definitely the white man's greatest accomplishment. Like, think about it, guys. How did we even get that done? And I'm like, this is a fucking dark joke, but it's also it's crazy. But I'm like, hey, there are probably still, people out there who believe like, well, we don't need to, it is what it is. And it's like, no, if you truly want to have progress, then maybe those things do need to be somewhat, you try to wipe them clean.
Because otherwise you'd still have those Nazi groups in Germany like hanging out being like, freedom of speech, we just believed our country was better when Hitler was around. And it's like, fuck that. Like, don't protect those people.
Yes.
So I've evolved on that. And as I was looking and having these conversations, I was also watching the white friends I was having conversations with evolve in real time. And after I had those conversations, even though I didn't feel like I was articulating myself well, I wanted that argument to go in there so people can see that discussion being made, so their minds can change. As far as the First Amendment thing goes, I've just never heard anybody go against the First Amendment. I'm still wrapping my brain around what it would be to make like saying a racist thing illegal. But I'm happy you put it on the table, because otherwise you walk around with this mindset that could never be changed. And it's interesting to think about, well, when can it be changed?
And I also will say, when I was saying it, even in the moment, if you guys want to go back, I was kind of just saying it as a rhetorical. I was trying to, me and Chris joke a lot on the show, because I was kind of just, joke. And I kind of was like thrown off when I felt like and I know we can all say this, I can say this with the utmost confidence. Chris is not even close to a racist. I know Chris isn't a racist. I know Chris doesn't support the KKK, but I felt like caught off guard, and I felt like in that moment, are you defending them? And he wasn't trying to defend them. He was more just trying to defend his rights at the time, or the First Amendment. And I was like, yo, but by that, you understand how you're protecting them. And I don't give a fuck if we protect these people. Also, I will say, I don't have the answers. I'm not saying, oh, it should be as simple as racism is fucking banned today. What does that really mean? I think that's what you were trying to get to.
Yeah, right.
What does that really mean? I don't know. Guess what? But it should be something that we should at least bring up, and it should be put on the table so that we can start to explore what it would look like. Because we started to get into a convo off camera. He was like, well, people might argue this. There were some people during Donald Trump being elected that was calling him orangutan. Is that racist? And he's like, I don't think it's racist at all.
I don't think it's racist at all, but people were calling it. I was more concerned. There are Karens out there that are now calling Karen a racist term, or boomer,
of course,
an ageist term. Like, they're not.
And my thing was,
but I'm just saying, will that be a slippery slope?
And I was just saying, I was telling him off camera, like, hey, well, I think when you look at those things, you have to think about the history and the foundation that has been set for those things. You know, you can't just be like, well, he called me a monkey today. It's like, hey, I heard this. I didn't even know this until I was a fucking adult. Me and Chris talked about this, I think, on this show. I didn't even know why people call their kids monkeys. It's like, that's a thing. My little monkey, get over here. You little,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, shit, that's the thing. Like, because I only know it as a racist term. To call a individual a monkey, so I know. So it's not the same pretext. It's not the same actual history or foundation to say, okay, well, he called Donald Trump a monkey. Well, I think they're saying the way that he looks. I think he looks like an orangutan. If you want to put a comparison up, cool. It's just not the same thing. And I think that as long as we would put it on the table, people would have to go through the same proper steps of, okay, if you're being accused of this thing, if you're being fucking charged of this thing, then you got to go through court. You got to have tell people agree that we agree that you're a racist. And you said, like, you know, it's still a whole bunch of steps that would go into that. It wasn't just for me saying, like, racism today should be illegal and that's just a law and anybody should be arrested. That it's like, no. Yeah, I think that we should put it on the table. I think that racism, I think that as somebody that has been oppressed in this country and someone that deals with racism, you have to just understand how I'm at the point of being fed up, how I'm at the point of being frustrated, and we'll get into this. I want you guys to think we're not. We'll get into this as we go deeper into the show, but how Ahmaud Arbery or Sean Reed could have been me, how those people could have truly been me. Like how I like to jog here and there. I like to use a treadmill more than anything, but I like to jog here and there. I like to run here and there. That man could have been me. That man really could have been me. So for me, it's my job to use my voice. It's also my job to try to put things into perspective for you guys. And we may not always agree, but that's what this show is about, is taking steps in the right direction.
And hopefully some of you brought up that conversation with your friends and talked it out with your friends, because I benefited from that as well. And that was one of the reasons I thought it was important to include in there, so we don't think these subjects are too scary to even talk about.
True.
Anyway,
we did it.
With that's the serious part. Let's get into some fun stuff, and then I'm sure we'll get back to
some serious shit. Some serious shit going on. Yeah. But welcome to Wine and Weed.
Yeah,
we are back. We don't hate each other like many of you speculated in the comments.
No, we're good.
Will they ever talk again? I was like, I told Chris it'd be funny if he would have started the show sitting down by himself, and I was like, Sterling, let me use the house still, but he is no longer on the show. It is just my show now.
The show is just called Wine.
He was the weed. And then I'll come in and be like, that was racist. Why am I the weed?
Not again.
No. But yeah, I am one of your hosts, Sterling Steelo Brim, aka S to the B to your best of the breed, aka Skateboard C, aka is that third leg, no, it's just me, aka Concerned Father, aka Black Mamba, aka RIP Black Mamba, aka RIP, that's not my real aka, but RIP Richard,
Little Richard.
Yeah, I was about to say Richard, I'm about to give it a real name. Little Richard and Andre Harrell both passed away yesterday and today. So RIP both those individuals. Who Little Richard is that dude. He's that dude. He helped create and to help the Beatles find their voice, help the Rolling Stones, and he's just an innovator in rock and roll. But yeah. And I believe that is, and then aka Steezington. And with me as always.
Hey, I'm Chris Reinecker, aka the Connoisseur, aka
not racist.
Not racist. aka your new baby daddy, aka Just Add Water. That was one I hadn't used in a while.
Just Add Water was.
Yeah. AKA Speed Bump, aka the Goop in Your Gap.
Goop in Your Gap. I did see one comment that was like, the Goop in Your Gap is the grossest one.
It
is funny though.
It is gross, but it's wonderful. AKA Corona Cowboy.
Yeah.
And welcome to the show. Our weekly conversation show that is usually mainly a comedy show. But we'll sometimes
still a comedy show.
It's still a comedy show.
We can have a real moment, have a moment with heart, and still be funny, right?
I think realness grounds comedy.
It
You
does.
know what I mean? The best comedy comes from the truth.
It
right?
does.
So why not talk about real shit?
And people going through the most shit are the funniest. That's a fact.
Joining us via pre-tape satellite, we got John Ros. What's up, John Ros? I like how I say satellite.
Yeah,
There's no satellite.
but I also love that people were like, I love John that Chris and Steelo got into it, and John just came back in like nothing happened. I was like, because John doesn't know.
Yeah. John's free tape.
And what are we smoking and drinking today?
We're drinking. Oh,
we brought
man.
it back. That OG,
Well,
OG.
The 2019 feeling, just
The good old days.
We drank Whispering Angel for half of the shows last year.
We did.
And
Who would have thought last year was like the good old days? Who would have thought you would been like last year, the good old days? But like truly, last year, the good old days. And we are smoking. I don't know yet. Do you want to smoke this? Did we already smoke this Rollins on this show?
Yeah, but it was great. Or no, maybe we didn't.
I think we didn't smoke
choose
this.
that one. Yeah. John, let's start it off with something light and dive into the week.
Tekashi 6ix9ine breaks Instagram record with 2 million live stream viewers as he released first post-Prism song and shows off ankle monitor in music video. Tekashi 6ix9ine just broke the record for Instagram live viewers as he broadcasted an epic rant on Friday following his release from jail last month. 2 million people tuned in to listen to the 24-year-old rapper, real name Daniel Hernandez, as he defended his decision to cooperate with federal authorities in the racketeering case against him and the 9 Trey Bloods gang. Tekashi is now under house arrest and even showed off an ankle monitor in his new music video for Gooba, which he also dropped on Friday. In his live stream, Tekashi danced to Bad Boys while toying with a pair of handcuffs, seemingly poking fun at his incarceration. He also admitted to being a snitch, questioned who he should be loyal to, and bragged about his money and music, claiming, "I'm the biggest artist in the world." The rainbow-haired artist also dropped his first track since being imprisoned, along with an appropriately colorful music video for the song Gooba. It features plenty of women twerking and Tekashi showing off a massive shark pendant around his neck, and his ankle monitor is also seen on his right leg.
I didn't realize he has a tattoo of a face on his face, which just shows,
kind of cool.
Once again, that
Two-faced.
he's pretty funny.
He's also too. Yeah, no, he's a okay. Okay. Oh, this is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot because for a lot of reasons. But this is a lot. Do I understand Tekashi 1,000%? Do I understand Tekashi 1,000%? I've said this before on the show. I'll say it again. I don't blame Tekashi 100%. I can't blame Tekashi 100%. I blame him somewhat. I blame the individuals for allowing somebody like Tekashi to be it, like to know how he's built, to know exactly who he is, and to still allow him so much access, so much information, so much. Like, you can't do too much with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gave yourself the rope and you hung yourself. You gave Tekashi the rope and now you mad that he hung you. Like, at the end of the day, you worked with somebody who wasn't a part of the street life, and you thought for whatever reason he was gonna honor street fucking law and have loyalty to you, and he's not that. He's a kid. He's a kid that wanted to get in the rap game that really ain't about that shit, and now those individuals are, they're in prison and they're doing their time because they allowed this dude too much access. Now, with all of that being said, I will say this much. Tekashi's a fucking marketing genius. Everybody that argues with Tekashi, he wants it. He's the biggest troll. He enjoys it. Tekashi,
Also, he looks like a troll.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Kind of on.
Yes, kind of on brand. He broke the Instagram record with 2 million individuals in his Instagram live at one time. Not over the course.
That's crazy.
At one time. So I imagine
because you can go to people that have over 1 million, and even when they're doing a live show, they sometimes still only have 1,000 or under 1,000.
Yeah.
Like to have 1.9 million all at once.
No, he had 2 million.
I mean, it was 2 million.
No, it's at 2 million up there, and it was just, he posted it. He posted it like the 2 million mark,
like while all at the same time. Insane.
And then dropped a video that actually was shot pretty well in his backyard.
I like what the video looked like. I don't think his music is very good.
The video looked pretty cool. The song I actually didn't hate. I heard the song was I didn't hate. Do I support Tekashi? I don't care enough. He's a kid. I don't care enough to be like, I'm not a street nigga, so I'm not gonna be out here being like, "What street code?" I don't know. I live by that shit. I ain't no street nigga. I ain't never tried to pretend to be no street nigga. I'm from the hood, but that don't mean I'm no street nigga. And Tekashi, you know, he handled his shit how he handled it. I disagree with it. I wouldn't have done it that way if I would have, you know, and this is where the disconnection comes. Is because Tekashi can try to argue he ain't no street dude and he did what he had to do and those dudes did all that shit to him. They did all that shit to him. That's true. Everything he said was an actual fact. And I'm not sure that you can be loyal to people, individuals who are doing that to you.
Yeah.
But Tekashi also was calling hits on motherfuckers. He was doing street shit with them. He tried to call a real life hit on Chief Keef. He told me he'd give him 30 bands today to kill him. So it's, you living you in the shit now. You in the sauce now, fam. You can't just be out here like I'm a bag up now and I'm not being loyal. No, you decided that you was gonna be a part of this street shit. So I understand how a whole bunch of street niggas is like we ain't fucking with them, but I also think that kids don't care, and I think that he'll end up like he said. I think he'll die. I think he'll die.
I was about to say, do you have any
he'll
predictions for the future?
Oh, he'll die. Not this year, just because we can't leave our homes. Or maybe that's when they get him. But
that is, I mean, they do know where he is, and he can't leave.
I don't really know where he is.
Well, I mean, they don't know where he lives?
Huh? Oh, they do know where he lives. Okay, then yeah, he'll be gone. He'll be gone. I think. Maybe this year, next year.
That's another good one for 2020 bingo. Tekashi 69 gets killed.
That is. I don't know if we can. Man, that's dark. But yes, or at least shot at. We'll say shot at so that we can try to predict someone's death.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Not be like, no one died.
And then you'd be like, do I get the mark? Do I get the point or what? He didn't die. He got shot at. No, but yeah, I do think it's. I don't know. I'm interested to see where he goes from here, but I do think him saying I'm the biggest artist in the fucking world right now, he's proving it. He got 50 million views on his YouTube fucking video in one day. 50 million.
That's insane.
50 million views in one day.
It's a marketing genius.
You know, but also he's a marketing, like, it's one thing that you feel like a team. I feel like he definitely has a good team behind him now.
Oh no, I don't think.
But that kid is that kid is amazing.
No team could have done this. It's all him. Well, speaking of deaths or non-deaths, maybe we go into Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, let's get into Kim Jong Un. And also, hey, I guess keep doing your thing. I don't know. I'm a fan of Tekashi's comedy. I'm not a fan of Tekashi as a person.
It's like the Donald Trump of rappers.
He really
is.
Look,
it is funny what you're doing, but I hate it.
Kim Jong Un deliberately faked his death to expose traitors in his circle. Report. I need to zoom in. This thing's juicy. Okay. North Korean dictator Kim Jong Un deliberately faked his death to expose traitors in his circle and who had hopes of taking power from the leader's death. Sky News Australia has said that Kim, 36, may have deliberately pretended to be dead so that he could figure out if there were leaks in his inner circle in North Korea. Kim disappeared from state media for 3 weeks, sparking wild rumors about his health and whereabouts, and worry about prospects of the nuclear-armed state in the event of an unexpected secession. Those rumors were squashed on Saturday when North Korean media published photographs and video of Kim at a ribbon-cutting ceremony in an inauguration of a fertilizer plant. Sky Outsiders host show James Morrow told Australian viewers that Kim Jong may have been pulling on a classic Stalinist maneuver to see what his public's response was. It is now possible that the leader will use the responses from his long period of absence to begin purging those who he believed colluded to take over. The leader's reappearance into the spotlight has ruined the credibility of high-profile defectors who have suggested Kim Jong was suffering from life-threatening illness or had died.
It's hard to believe anything, you know? I do like that.
Yeah.
I do like that he said he was still alive at literally a shit ceremony.
Yeah.
Like it was an opening of a fertilizer plant. Like the symbolism there is interesting.
Do you believe that this is real? Do you believe that he actually, number one, I don't even know if do you believe he's actually alive? Or do you think the footage and like actual photos are old?
I haven't done enough research into it, but I could see him being alive. But I think that if they were deliberately trying to fake his death, like they claim they were, they wouldn't have had so many conflicting reports. They would have just had he's dead, right?
No, now they're trying to find out within, because you know it's dictatorship. They control their own media, so they could have had that within their shit. And said,
Because the upper officials.
he's trying to find the rats. He's trying to make sure ain't no Tekashi's in his group.
Yeah.
He was trying to see what was going on. So he was like, all right, you know what we gonna do? I've been eating McDonald's for 2 weeks straight. Anybody else would be dead by now, so I'm gonna just go ahead and fake my death. And
I've had a lot of practice.
Yeah, we gonna see who been talking that shit. And he probably had a whole bunch of people talking shit about like freedom and nice things to do for the people and the change of the country. And he was like, I can't have this shit. And he came back out and was like, I'm gonna murder these motherfuckers. Now I'm guessing he keeping the grass low to make sure he can see the snakes. That's it. He like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna fake my death, which I don't know if I believe.
Yeah, right. There's so many like, that could have.
But I do like
so many lies.
I like it though. I like them putting this out. I like him being like, hey, if it's real, I think it's some cool shit to do. And I'm like,
faking his death.
Man, that's fucking cool. Like, I would love to fucking fake my death and have my funeral and to have mics under all the seats and just see who's saying a whole bunch of shit. First of all, if you can't refrain from saying shit in my actual funeral, then you really hate me.
I think people. I don't think anyone will get mad at your funeral.
Well, I want my funeral to be a roast. I've said this before. I want people to actually just have a picture of me up. I mean, yeah, the casket would be there, I guess. But I think people should just go up there and just practice stand-up and shit on me and talk a whole bunch of shit. It'd be so much fun.
That's funny, but also sad.
Is it sad? Does it just get dark?
I like the idea. It. By the way, guys, it physically got dark. A cloud went over
Yeah,
the sun.
so we don't know if we should turn the lights on or if we should.
I think it'll come back out in a second.
Shoot, it's still early, right?
I like this idea that you can just fake your death. I mean, it must be so much. Like, he can probably do so much fun stuff as a dictator if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
You know? So why wouldn't you fake your death? That sounds fun. But in reality, I think he really did. My guess for reality is he actually did have a heart attack. They actually did need to send the doctors from China in order to help him. He got helped out, but he didn't want to let anyone know that he actually might be, sick or weak or in any that way. So he just went, it was all fake in order to expose you motherfuckers.
He came out and said, psych. That was his first statement.
Psych.
Psych. And they were like,
there is a scar on your chest from the heart surgery.
I saw
yeah, that
you.
was a joke, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it either. I don't know if I know enough of what's going on over there. Not to say I don't care, just to be like, I don't know.
Nobody knows what's going on over there.
Yeah.
It's just a huge web of lies.
Yeah, but you gotta respect the fact that his team put out that he faked his death, or whoever put out that he faked his death.
It was a good move.
It is a good
cool
move.
PR
It was a good move.
It does make you kind of go, cool. Like, anyone who fakes their death is a little bit cool.
Yeah, and you almost feel like, whoa, like you can do that, like because I guess he could do it. Nowadays,
it feels like you can't, but in North Korea, it's like, they don't have anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think
if you find out that Kim Jong Un was a big ridiculousness fan, which I don't think is
far-fetched.
Me either. and he was like, I want Steelo to come and spend some time with me in North Korea. Like, would you go?
Oh, the answer is no. Let's start with that. I was just trying to think of the process of like, am I his third request? Am I after Chanel? Is he like, all right, if I can't get Rob and Chanel, I'll take Steelo? Or if he kicked it off with me, it makes a difference in my eyes.
Let's say he kicked it off with you.
He kicked it off with me?
Yeah.
It's a setup. I'm not going. I don't know why it's a setup. No. You know what? In his eyes, what if he refers to me as the Dennis Rodman of ridiculous?
Yeah.
He's like, he's the third person. I'm like,
he's like, I saw you play in the NBA All-Star game one year. What was that like? The celebrity game. What was that like?
No, I don't know. I don't know. Part of me would wanna on some like slick shit, on some like, hey, I'm gonna get this dude to be on my side, so just in case he nuke us, I could be a double agent and tell America, hey, my boy Kim texted me and told me.
I feel like I could see Rob doing that. No offense, but like better than you. Not better than you, but I could see Rob going over there. Let's say he's a ridiculousness fan. This is all fictional. But Rob goes over there. I feel like Rob could get him to be like, I like this guy.
Yeah. You
Not
don't think
Rob.
I could
Not
do that?
Rob would like him, but he would like Rob.
You don't think I could do
Yeah,
that?
I feel like you have a little more, maybe it's because of the show you have more like history of like being political.
So you think Rob is closer to Dennis Rodman than I am? Like, I just feel like I can go over there and party, and I feel like he parties.
Yeah, I think he does. I think he parties.
Yeah, but I don't know if we party the same way.
Yeah, I think he parties harder than you party.
I don't think we party the same
He'll
way.
like pull out cocaine. You'll be like,
I'll be
I
like,
don't
I'm
think
good,
so. He'll
bro.
be like,
You wanna
no.
smoke?
I said take it. Yeah, I don't think Kim Jong Un smokes. I think he does cocaine.
Okay.
So I don't think he's your thing.
Cocaine dealers are delivering drugs with drones to beat the coronavirus lockdown. Sky cocaine drivers are beating the coronavirus lockdown by using drones to deliver drugs. This means that they avoid the increased risk. They avoid the increased risk of being pulled over by the police, who says pushers are now really standing out on their own quiet streets. Customers place bright towels in their gardens as markers to spot from the air. The drug-loaded drone lands and the buyer collects their bag before meeting the dealer in the car later to pay. A source said it is a perfect way to beat lockdown. Dealers are worried about being pulled over if they go out, but this lets them pedal from their own homes. It's a real boon. One dealer in Cheshire said that he loads his drone controlled via a tablet with up to 10 50-pound bags of coke, the monetary pound. He said the police are stopping everyone, so it's risky driving drugs around. You stand out a kilometer. I forked out $1.50 for this Phantom 4. I can attach 10 bags at a time. That's 500 pounds a go. Phantom 4 is pretty good. I just fly it out from mine and make sure there's a visible landing pad, something bright. I'll get customers to put on the ground. If it'll just control the landing, drop the gear off, job done. I control the cash at supermarket car parks. That's why I don't have to carry out any gear. I only ever have to leave the house to reload on the product and collect cash.
Whoa.
Man,
The
world is changing.
The journalist is total cokehead. He's like, you're doing what? I got to write an article about this. You know, it's just like said to from the inside. This whole article feels like a inside article.
I don't. Does it?
I don't know. He's like, and I interviewed this coke dealer. And the dealer's like, yeah, sure.
I was here anyway.
How do you meet this guy? What do you mean you interviewed a coke dealer? Like,
I also just feel like, who would have thought we got to the day that like coke dealers were like geeks?
drone hunter?
You're like, yeah, I was like, I was just using my drone for regular drone stuff, and then I just realized I could really move coke this way. It's like, first of all, the old-fashioned drug dealer, he's just going to be out of business next year. He's going to be fully out of business next year.
They took our jobs.
They took our jobs.
Technology
They
took
made
our
weed
jobs.
legal, and now the best coke dealers are drone fucking experts. So now, like, I got to take a drone class to get back in the game? Imagine getting out of prison for selling coke and you wanted to get back in the game and somebody was like, nigga, you got to use a drone. You'd be like, what is that?
Hey, you're gonna need. First of all, you're gonna need to invest in a drone.
What is that?
What is a drone? What's a drone?
Oh, yeah, fam. It ain't the game for you no more. Our biggest coke dealer over there, he came from Google.
He was also like, and then I'll drop down off 5 bags at your house. You'll pick one. You'll give me the money. It's a very like trustworthy drug system.
It really
like
is.
it really puts a lot of like trust in everybody during a time of quarantine. That someone wouldn't go, great. Now I'm stealing all your coke and a drone, and I just came up 10. You know,
But
ton of fucking money.
What's gonna happen here is Amazon's going to corner the market. Amazon's going to start selling coke with drones. Amazon's been practicing with the drone thing. We thought they were doing this for our groceries, but they're really getting in the coke business. Coke will be legal in 5 years. Amazon's been preparing for this. Shrooms are next. You know that, right? The next
After
2
coke
years.
or before?
No, before coke.
In real life.
Yeah, in real life.
I think they should be.
Shrooms will be legal, I think, by next year.
Everyone should take a little bit of mushrooms.
I've never taken mushrooms.
Just a little bit.
But shrooms, I think, will be legal by next year. Coke,
Or a lot.
we might say coke is 5 years down the line. Amazon corners the market. That Jeff Bezos is the biggest coke dealer in the world. You heard it here first. Hey, put that on the bingo board, bitch.
Jeff Bezos, biggest coke dealer in the world.
It's on the bingo board.
I swear to God, I'm going to just call it here. I'm bringing a bingo board next week. We're making one.
Let's do it,
We're
man.
going to do it. I actually have an idea. I actually have a big board that I need to get rid of.
So you gonna bring it to my house?
Maybe. Or I can just buy a big thing from Home Depot. I mean, not Home Depot. Office Depot.
Office Depot.
This is an interesting.
Are you a Staples guy or an Office Depot guy?
Oh, I'm so glad we're talking about whatever happened to Office Max?
Whatever happened to Office Max?
Went out of business.
Was Office Max like the steroid version of Office Depot?
I thought Office Max was like a cooler version of Office Depot. It has X in the name.
Do you really even remember at that age? Office Max was when Office Max was gone when you were
Depot
like
feels
10.
like a warehouse. Office Max feels like, you know, like it was like we have laser jets. It was like we're thinking forward. And Office Depot is like we have desks. And
I don't know
you're
if I
like,
agree with
what?
that.
And they're like ink cartridges. And Office Max is like we got tablets.
I feel like growing up, Max didn't mean the best. It didn't mean Max for like TJ Maxx. Nigga, you knew what you was getting at TJ Maxx. It wasn't the best. It was what the best didn't want. What the best.
Yeah.
It was what the best didn't want. And you said, I take that.
It's a
cool.
surplus. You mean so you've hit the maximum? I don't know. I guess so. We're calling it TJ Maxx. All right, Tej, whatever you say, dude.
Wasn't another? It was AJ Maxx too. AJ Maxx. No,
Maxx.
AJ Wright. I'm sorry, AJ Wright.
People loved X's during like the early 2000s,
Yeah,
late
X's
90s.
were definitely a thing.
Just if you could put an X at the
Or a
beginning
Z.
or the end.
Or a Z at the end of shit.
God.
Back in the day?
Yeah, Z at the end was more of a 90s thing.
It's not anything, yeah.
It was like, it's
yeah.
lame.
Yeah,
looking back.
yeah. In 2000s, it was definitely horrible.
2000s, it was like extreme, X.
That's true.
Like, it was like,
Yeah.
weren't all the deodorant
Exports,
you wore
yeah.
had an X in
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Degree just had an X at the end
Yeah,
of it.
that's
You were
right.
just like, what?
X
Degree
degree.
X.
They for sure probably had like a degree X.
Yeah,
like,
extreme. Export. Yeah, I went to export. That was the actual. Yeah, of course. X was popping. X was popping for 2000s.
Did anybody
DMX.
put together that export and export sound the same?
Export.
Like, and also let me export this.
Yeah, export this. Yeah.
Sorry, I just
Yeah.
because I remember X-sport
Yeah, you do.
being a thing, but I
Yeah,
never
and the
put
X
together.
Games.
X Games started it all. I feel like that
It's
started
like-
it.
Well, I feel like X came from extreme, right?
Yeah.
X was extreme.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, was X Games the originator? I feel like X Games was big.
But also, X Games Extreme Sports chose to label themselves Extreme Sports. Like,
I mean,
they didn't make that up.
They were also pretty extreme.
They are.
I also feel like this. I fuck with extreme sports, and I'll tell you why.
I love Extreme Sports.
I think every black person was introduced through the X Games of extreme sports. We didn't skateboard in the hood or BMX. Like, we rode bikes in the hood. We did like bike shit, but we didn't BMX.
Go off jumps and shit.
Well, it wasn't. No, you made all that shit, but you didn't
did?
call it BMXing. Like, you just biked. Like,
yeah,
you just
BMX.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. BMX. Like, so like
Motocross.
yeah, motocross.
Yeah.
Everything had to have an X.
Everything in those ages had an
Oh,
X.
shit. So it's like, for me, I was introduced to that shit through X Games, and it was just so cool to me. And then Brink was first. Did Brink have an X in it? You watched Brink recently? You tell me.
I watched Brink recently. It holds up. It's so funny.
It's like a big sketch.
It's like a big sketch. Yeah. It's like it doesn't hold up, but it holds up in the way that it is. It's like a sketch. It's like everything is so on the nose, exactly what it should be. Of like Team X Blades. Yeah. Team X Blades, we gotta win so we can buy the charity back for
There's
like,
nothing I enjoy
I think he has
more
to get his dad's surgery.
than looking at old stuff that you used to watch when you were a kid and watching as an adult and being like, I like this as a kid. This is hilarious.
Yeah, and also part of it's like, oh, this is where you got that subconscious story structure from. Sometimes I'll see stuff back like this one,
Yeah.
and I'll go, oh, this is like textbook storytelling that you've probably referenced while writing 100 times without even realizing
Yeah.
that you were thinking about Brink.
That's funny.
Well, we wrote Teenage Mountain Lion, which is like a parody of high school.
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever consciously thought about Brink, but as I watched Brink, I was like, we hit all these tropes that Brink hit.
I believe that.
Now,
I gotta watch it. I used to love Brink as a kid, so I gotta watch that shit just to watch. I'm trying to think of something else that like I watched as an adult, and I was like, man, and I think it was good for the time, But I was like, man, I liked this as a kid in the very moment. Was Kenan and Kel.
Oh no!
I watched Kenan and Kel as an adult, and I was like, this is so fucking like goofy, corny. But I'm also like, but you're a 30-year-old. I hope you don't enjoy it now.
It was also presented as a 3-camera sitcom on stage, so it's like
yeah. Well, they
here
Brian Robbins was really good at taking a what people looked at.
Kenan and Kel.
The producer and creator of all that and Kenan and Kel.
Oh.
Yeah, he was really good at looking. Now he is the president of Nickelodeon. He just became the president. He came back.
That makes sense.
We came back. He had left, and then he came back recently.
That's good. That's a good person. That's a good route to go back to.
He was really good at looking at what people probably consider to just be adult or traditional TV, and being like, I can make this as a kid show too. Like SNL was SNL, and he looked at it and was like, oh, I can give a kid version of SNL, and there's all that.
Yeah.
And kids loved all that. And they were like, I loved all that. I was like, this is so fucking cool. I was introduced through all that because my parents wouldn't let me watch SNL because it was too mature for me or it was just too late. And all that was something that was like, oh, this is at 7 o'clock or some shit, prime time.
And also you like got it more.
Yeah, you understood it. You were like
it.
stuff at school that it touched on everything. Like it was dope as fuck. So when he
watching somebody do the impression of the president doesn't hit with you the way it does like a French accent in a bathtub.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I
know the bathtub. I know a French accent.
I'm a dude. He's a dude.
Yeah.
Like, it had so
burger place.
Yeah, a burger place. I love burgers.
Yeah, kind of dummy at a server dude at a burger place.
I love burgers. Yeah. Who else there? Repairman, man.
Yeah, fucking Dear
so
Amanda,
good.
that's me.
Yeah, that's me. Lori Beth Denberg with vital information.
Nice.
They had I was a fan.
I was thinking, what was Lori Beth's show?
I was a fucking fan. And then she would have had,
so it's like a Weekend Update.
And she would yell at you, well, how about you not do? That was her thing. Like, she would go really quiet. She'd be like, I read in the journal, whatever. And it'd be the news thing.
Memory.
And then she would be like, how about you just don't put the chocolate on the hot dog or something like that or something. Like, and you'd be like, oh, this is fucking good.
Yeah. She should revive that shit.
They had all of those characters come back.
Did she do vital information?
I think she
had to have.
She had another one too. She had two. They all had like their things. They
were
all like stars, just like SNL in their own right, and they all had characters that were heavy hitting characters that you brought back. Kel had Burger Dude. What was his name?
What is
no,
his
the
name?
Good Burger home, but the Good Burger can't take your order.
Ed.
Yeah, he had Ed. Kenan had Pierre Escargot in the fucking bathtub.
And Repairman.
And he had Repairman. Kel also had...
they had the two old guys?
Yeah, they had the two old guys. Kel had somebody else, too.
Superhero?
No, that was Repairman. That was Kenan.
Oh, I'm thinking about him in the Ben Stiller movie.
Oh, what Ben Stiller movie?
I love this movie. Mystery Men.
Mystery Men.
You never saw Mystery Men?
No, I didn't.
Mystery Men is great.
Okay.
Mystery Men is like the first idea of like the reject superheroes. Like there's superheroes who couldn't be. One of them is called the Shoveler, and he has a shovel.
Okay.
But he's really good with the shovel. Kel is invisible, but can only be invisible when no one's looking.
Oh, that's funny.
If people are looking at him, he can't be invisible.
That's funny.
But he can't be invisible if no one's watching him.
That's funny.
It's really funny.
That's funny. Who else is in it?
Ben Stiller. William H. Macy is the Shoveler. Oh, Janine Garofalo, I believe, is in it.
Okay.
It's a great little like.
What would this be on Rotten Tomatoes? If I go look.
60 something. I think it was.
I'm gonna guess.
I think it was a flop.
23.
I think it was a flop, and then it has
Have you
a little
watched
bit
it
of a
recently?
cold following.
Is this Kenan and Kel for me? Will you go back and watch this today and be like, this is horrible? I don't know. I thought this was good.
I know it's not great, but I know that it didn't do well, but I liked it.
Babe, what is it on Rotten Tomatoes?
Did you ever watch The Cable Guy?
Mystery Men.
Did you ever watch The Cable Guy?
Yeah.
I think you watch that back and you go, oh shit, this was better than I knew it was.
My brother tries to make me watch Norbit. Oh, great guess. 61. You should be proud of yourself.
What did I guess?
You said 60 something. You didn't even remember what it should have just said. You guessed.
Oh, I thought
10.
I guessed something specific, 60 like.
Oh, no,
60.
you said 60 something. You were like 60. 61. Okay. Yeah,
That's
okay.
fun.
61 was fair. I'll watch a 61 movie. I'll watch it. Next time I see you, I'll be like, I saw your movie.
It's
Should I
an
watch it high?
original concept.
Should I watch it high?
You could. I don't know. I watch most movies high.
I'll watch it. I'll watch that. I don't have any movie for you to watch. I have a lot of.
I watched Along Came Polly.
Did you?
told me to watch it. Yeah.
Did you like it? You didn't like it though.
No, I said it was good. It was like fun to watch. It was a nice playground to watch a bunch of great actors have a good time, but it wasn't like a good movie.
It was a movie I watched. You know what it was?
I don't care about it.
You know what it was?
It was good. It was
I'll tell you
fun.
the truth.
I liked it.
I'll tell you the truth. It's a weird story. It doesn't even make like a lot of sense. It does don't make a lot of sense. So when I first moved to LA, we didn't have cable at the house, and immediately when we first got here to the house that we were staying in, and all I had was a TV and a DVD player in my room, and all I had was the DVD Along Came Polly. So when girls came over and they wanted to watch a movie, I would just watch Along Came Polly all the time.
You
with them.
convinced yourself it was good.
I convinced myself it was great.
Well,
Not
here's
even
the
good.
thing, because-
it was great.
Well,
I was like, that's my shit. Along
So-
Came Polly.
I actually get it because I think there's a lot of moments from actors I think are great. There's a lot of funny
Philip
scenes.
Seymour Hoffman's great.
There's a lot
Jennifer Aniston's really funny.
the idea of him missing every
Yes.
shot as they
Make
have a
it rain.
conversation
Make it
is
rain.
funny. Like everything is good, but like the story is just a movie.
Yeah.
The story it's just a Ben Stiller movie.
Oh, that's fine. Sometimes you didn't like grow up like Adam Sandler
I'm
movies.
not
They were
mad.
just Adam Sandler movies.
Yeah, you're right. They were
They were good.
For sure. Yeah.
Mike Meyer movies
But
were
this
Mike
isn't
Meyer movies.
But Ben Stiller has Zoolander. Ben Stiller has Meet the Parents. Ben Stiller has killer
So
movies.
those-
This is the fucking like Little Nicky of movies. Although I think
Oh,
some people like Little
bullshit.
Nicky. Some people like
Along
Little Nicky.
Came Polly was better than that.
Yeah, like he had the Heartbreak Kid. I think it's in the same category.
No,
I don't know.
no,
Maybe the
it's not.
Heartbreak
You're
Kid
being-
was good.
No, you're being disrespectful right now to Along Came
No,
Polly.
I like the idea.
Along Came Polly was
it's
be-
a bunch of good people doing good. It's just a movie.
What
though.
was
Like,
the
nothing's
fucking movie Along Came Polly? Let's see what they got.
Nothing. I didn't really. Everything was fine.
Everything was fine.
But the actors were really funny and it was
Everything was
good
fine.
comedy. But everything was fine. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
So you need every movie to be the best movie of your life. You don't
No.
watch, you don't watch some movie just to watch certain people act. You're like, oh, that person's fun. That person's cool. Ben Stiller has never been like for me where I'm like, I want to be moved. I watch Ben Stiller movies. I'm like, huh, I got something to do.
I like that.
It's
I
good.
love Ben Stiller.
Exactly,
Ben
me
Stiller
too.
Is definitely one of my favorite actors of all time.
I like Ben
But
Stiller. Yeah.
Also, and I also like Seth
he
Rogen.
is. If he's watching this, he is definitely not defending Alone Came Polly. He's like,
But-
Sterling, let it go. It's horrible.
Well, you got so many good ones. You got so many good ones to land on. Along Came Polly is just one of his movies.
Yeah, but I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, he got a horrible score.
What is it? What is it? And he got Philip
He
Seymour
got a
Hoffman. in it.
26.
Yeah, I win.
Hey.
I win. You were just having sex and you're associating that with
Literally,
the movie.
I
You
think
associate the movie with getting fucked, so you like it.
one of my favorite scenes was when she poured the lady had white wine or something. And
Yeah,
she was like,
I love that joke.
More wine.
A lot of good jokes.
Yeah, it was just good jokes in it.
And it was a good way to show that character didn't care about what she was doing.
Yes.
It was
great.
it's all good stuff. It's just a movie, though. But it's good. It's a good version.
But I
It's like
think
it's like a TV show movie.
I think I really did convince myself I liked this because it was the only DVD I had.
It's like a big TV show where it's like it doesn't have to be great. It was just a bunch of things I liked together.
I literally convinced myself it was great because it was all I had. It was all I had. I was like, it was just amazing. You're like, nigga, hot dogs are not amazing. It's always in the fridge. Like, it's always in the fridge. I'm like, that's fine. Thank you for waking me up, Chris, and telling me there are better things than hot dogs. Oh, shit.
Nah.
Cameron
Yeah.
Diaz. Now I'm looking for I want to make sure What's It Called was actually good. There's something about Mary.
There's something
was
about
good.
Mary was good.
It was actually
I watched
good.
it
Okay,
recently.
cool.
I read that script before. That script I've like learned a lot from.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's a
for
good
sure.
movie. Okay, cool.
It's good
I just
for
wanted to make sure that I wasn't.
Dodgeball.
I love Dodgeball. Yeah. I love Dodgeball.
Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents.
He's got
Meet the
some
Fockers.
out
I ain't
the
gonna meet the
parks.
Fockers. Yeah.
Fucking Tropic Thunder. Yeah, he's hit it out the park quite a few times.
Yeah.
So Long King Polly, we can admit that.
But
maybe
Adam
base
Sandler,
hit.
I feel like Adam Sandler became rich from just being like, I'm going to pump out bad movies. Toward the end. In the beginning, Adam Sandler was great.
Okay, it is the Mr. Deeds.
It's Mr. Deeds. It's Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds.
And you're fine with Mr.
You
Deeds.
like
You're
Mr.
fine with
Deeds?
Mr. Deeds. Yeah.
But if someone was like, Mr. Deeds is my shit,
you would be like, that's the only DVD you
you'd be
had.
like, were you getting laid while you are watching Mr.
That was
Deeds?
the only DVD you had. Oh,
You
shit.
can find a lot of good reasons why Mr. Deeds was good.
Yeah,
But
I'm
at
with
the
you.
end of the day,
I'm with you. Yeah.
it's Mr. Deeds.
And Mr. Deeds was fun. And it was. As I think about it more and more, it was fun.
Nurse stole and used credit card from patient as he was dying from coronavirus. I don't know why that's in quotations. A nurse has been accused of stealing a credit card belonging to her patient as he lay dying from coronavirus in a hospital. Danielle Conti, 43, a nurse at Staten Island University Hospital in Northern New York, is accused of taking the card belonging to Anthony Catapano and using it twice. Mr. Catapano's daughter, Tara, 37, claims the card was used to buy petrol and groceries worth of a total of $60, estimated 49 pounds. The 70-year-old was rushed, I thought this was New York, okay. The 70-year-old was rushed to the hospital on April 4th after falling ill with COVID-19, but his daughter said he was alert when the theft took place. He died 8 days later.
First of all,
Oh my God.
this is interesting. This is very interesting. First of all, if that lady took that man's card and rung it up for $60, bitch, that was just a tip. That was just a tip for me working on your dad for all this time. I think she deserves $60 in my opinion. $60 ain't that much. I thought they were gonna say like $6,000 or something. I'd be like, that lady needs to go to jail, whatever. Like, cool, she's a piece of shit. 60. If she was to give him sponge baths and shit, $60, she's an essential worker in a time like this, I say we give it a tip.
Did they tell him that this happened?
Well, he was dying. Imagine when your deathbed, like, Dad,
You've been robbed.
yeah, Chase sent you an alert. He was like, bitch, these are the last words you gonna say to me.
I'm just so there was actually way less information than I expected from that.
Do you have more? You do have more. I'm
Is
sorry.
there-
I cut her off. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I just didn't know.
His grieving daughter has been paying her dad's bills since her mom Nancy died in 2014, but said she doesn't normally track his spending costs closely. However, she said she alerted police when she received a credit card statement for petrol, which her dad always paid for with cash, and she noticed that it was bought on April 9th while her dad was fighting for his life. She said, obviously I knew it had to be a hospital employee because visitors weren't really allowed. Mr. Catapano said police showed her CCTV footage from grocery store and showed a woman who appeared to be Conti paying for goods using her dad's card. Conti has been charged with grand larceny, petty larceny, and criminal possession of stolen property. I would want to know why she took advantage of my father while he was on his deathbed, adding she was disgusted that the person who was supposed to be looking after her dad stole from him. She said, I would want to know how she would feel if someone did that to her loved one of hers. Whether it was a parent, a grandparent, I don't think people do these things if they think of things like that. Some of Mr. Catapano's personal possessions have also gone missing, including his spectacles, cell phone, cash in his wallet, phone chargers, and pictures.
Okay, but she didn't say anything back. She has no statement. And this is just an accusation. I'm just curious. She's on video at the store. Right,
Oh, they
right, but
actually pulled the footage already of her?
yeah. No. I'm not saying that she didn't spend the $60. I'm just curious. So she stole his spectacles, huh? Was he a difficult patient? I'm trying to build a story around what's happening right now.
He's not using them.
Like, was she like, fuck this guy, or was she like, Or was he like, you take what you need? Also, what? Why is
You take what you need.
why is a nurse not being paid enough to need to steal, but only to fill her tank of gas?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like I don't want to try to give anybody like credit for stealing, but like
No.
she's not the worst thief that like out there.
Also, if I was the daughter, I would have kept it open as like an investigation, been like, oh, okay, how far is she gonna take this?
Yeah, well, okay, but I thought she had time.
I don't know.
But like $60 even if she spent $60 and she only had the car for 3 days, 2 days, whatever. That's not a lot for 2 days, bro.
Yeah, it's confusing.
Like that's not a lot. So she filled her tank up. She wasn't even like reckless.
That's
with
what
it.
I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what the story.
No, but
is.
I'm saying that the daughter should have like let that shit rock, man. She should have been like, you know what? I saw you. I know you stole $60. I ain't gonna press you or beat your ass. I'm gonna let you know. Thank you for being there for my dad before he passed away. The $60 is a tip.
So
You take care.
I have noticed, and I feel very bad for this family, and I'm sorry that this person passed away. And I do not mean to make this judgment about the family. I'm just trying to paint a story, just because that's kind of interesting. Sometimes we try to figure out what's going on behind the news articles.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that people often get very mad and blame doctors and nurses when people pass away. They feel pissed off. They feel like this is your fault.
Of course.
Also, where
They do.
are his glasses? Where are his glasses?
Yeah.
Where
Ma'am,
is
he's
his
never
wallet?
wore glasses.
His spectacles are gone. Why would anybody steal anybody's glasses?
And why are you calling them spectacles? No one calls them spectacles.
Where are his spectacles? I'm just saying, like, this person feels pissed off at the hospital.
Of course you're pissed. You're saying spectacles.
Yeah. But where are his spectacles? I bet they also stole. Oh, okay, well, there's a $60 charge here, and I
Was it the custodian?
Somebody.
Why are you calling him a custodian? Everyone would say janitor. Why are you using these words?
I know somebody at the local printing press who would love to hear about this. Who says printing press?
You're being really weird, man. Oh, God.
I know my father might have expired at this hospital.
No one's ever said that. One's just made up. Just. Oh, God.
No, I don't know. It feels like little evidence confusing what motive.
It is.
And
But why would you not let her go? Would you let her go if that was you? You may be mad. You may feel like y'all could have did more.
I would definitely contact her.
Okay, I know you would. I know you would, Karen.
I'd be like, hey, I've done a lot of investigating on you.
I've been watching you for months, and you only spent $60.
Well, if you really did find out that it was, let's say it is the picture they seem to be painting where there's like an evil nurse
No, but I'll say as much because we were talking about this.
profiting from coronavirus tonight.
But nurses and doctors, a lot of people are saying that a lot of these people are being kind of told to not treat people, like really try to treat them, but basically just give them a bed to die in. For they're not really treating them any kind of way. They're just saying, hey, here's a ventilator, we're gonna try this. But other than that, we're just giving you a bed to die in. So she may have a case in the sense of feeling like you guys didn't do enough or try to do enough, because I'm being told that a lot of these people are kind of being told there's nothing they can do.
Is this you're saying this is how the people in the family feel? Or
I
is
said
this
it's
how the
probably
nurse
how the people in the family probably feel like fuck her as well, because
Yeah.
you guys didn't do enough, and you're like, but there's not really anything we can do.
But I've had that with a
Yeah.
family member passing away, and feeling like the doctors could have done wondered about the doctors. So I could see getting
course.
mad at them.
Of course.
The instinct to get mad at them was there.
Of course, it's like how quick did she file this complaint or whatever in this police report too? Just because If it was like 2 weeks or 3 weeks after, you'd be like, that's kind of weird. She carried this on. And she's had time to like kind of settle down and think, and then the lady can do. Versus like if she did it the day after, you'd be like, oh yeah, she's still mad. Fuck this lady who stole $60. But they say he caught her on video actually swiping the cars, right?
Yeah. We're painting as a green picture when it might just be an evil nurse.
No, I'm not saying the nurse is a good person at all. She shouldn't have took the shit. I'm saying that if the person was like truly there caring for the person and trying to make sure they could live, $60 if I've been caring for your dad.
Do you think that's what really happened? She justified $60 and was like, just $60. I'm gonna fill up once.
No.
Part of me thinks that it was him being like, fill you guys.
No, but I am confused on, okay, then how long does she have the car? And if she had the car for 3 weeks and she only did it once, I would be a little confused. I would be like, maybe he did tell her.
It's just like, why wouldn't you take more if you're an evil nurse stealing from coronavirus patients?
If you're trying to hit a real lick, hit a lick.
So like,
if you're trying to hit a lick, hit a lick. If you're going to go for the 5 bands, go for the 5 bands. Get something that you can get for, I got $10,000 off this car. Fuck it. $60.
Also, he's dead, dude. He could also have been going through some shit and went, hey, I really love how you're taking care of me. Take my card and fill up $60. I want to know.
Don't leave.
Oh,
grab
hey,
my
Alana.
spectacles.
Indianapolis police kill black man, laugh about it, not realizing it's being recorded on Facebook Live. According to News 1, Indianapolis police officers shot and killed what appears to be an unarmed black man last night, and the victim was streaming the incident on Facebook Live. The victim, Sean Reed, was live streaming himself on Facebook when he was shot. Unknown to the police, Reed was recording as he was gunned down, and the officers had no clue that after shooting him, they could be heard sharing a laugh over his dead body. The Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department released a statement in full below, stating that gunfire was exchanged between the officers and the victim. There was an exchange of gunfire between the driver and the officer. The driver was struck by the gunfire. Yet, in the video clips that went viral, there was no evidence that Reed had or fired a gun. The following clip suggested that the circumstances are substantially different than from the statement written by the Indianapolis Police Department.
I didn't even know about this story.
Oh, you did?
No.
Yeah, so I mean, watching the video, and could you argue if you wanted to argue and be on the other side and say, did he sound like he was being reckless as he was driving and he was doing this and he was doing, maybe, I don't know, maybe he sounded like, yeah, I don't know. But at the end of the day, I didn't hear any gunshots come from his side at all. Like, I would be able to hear a gun come from his side if a gunshot actually came from his side. I think that was number one bullshit. He didn't actually have a gun at all. He was running away. As you can hear him running away. So he's running away. You shoot him in the back. As an officer, you're not even supposed to shoot the person in the back. So this man was murdered. He was murdered right there. You can handle this way different. This man didn't have a gun. If you've seen other people run from the police, you either catch them or you don't. I don't fucking know. You don't shoot someone from behind and then because you didn't know he was on Instagram, on Facebook Live, we hear you laughing over his dead body, and you hear one of the officers say, I guess it won't be an open casket funeral. It was just more for me. I'm like, it's just clear that number one, that man didn't have a gun. That man didn't shoot at y'all. That man didn't shoot at y'all. Y'all was on a chase. You caught up to him, whatever. You saw him run, and y'all made a decision. Oh, this nigga's dangerous. We gonna shoot him. Don't know why that's the call you made or why. I don't understand it, why it's ever okay, and why I think we've gotten to a point, and this is the shit that frustrates me, obviously, Chris. This is the shit that makes me sad, like genuinely sad. Where you be feeling like helpless, fam. Like when you feeling like I truly don't know what the fuck to do. Like I don't know what to do. I don't know what will make you value my life the same as yours. No one's asking for more. I'm saying the same. But why it's okay? Like I'm just gonna go ahead and guess. If it was a white dude, the car got pulled over, you jump out, you run. I'm gonna guess they not shooting you. I'm gonna guess they gonna track you down. They might throw you on the ground and you made them run and put the knee in your back, whatever. But you're shooting an individual
Like 12 times.
Like you're hearing mad gunshots.
Yeah, you're not even trying to stop the person. You're shooting to kill.
You're like, make sure he's dead. At this point, make sure he's dead. I don't know. It's just it's gonna forever be not interest. It's gonna forever be just peculiar to me why people just can't see this. And you get into every conversation, and we're gonna jump into Ahmaud Arbery so we can just flow on, because it's all one thing. Like it's unfortunate that these things can happen. And they didn't happen back to back, but the stories broke back to back. That these things can happen back to back in the media, it's just like it's another day.
Ahmaud Arbery's killers arrested and charged with murder and aggravated assault. Retired District Attorney Gregory McMichael, 64, and his son Travis McMichael, 34, were arrested yesterday for the February shooting and death of 25-year-old Ahmaud Arbery. The father and son will face charges of murder and aggravated assault, according to BET. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation released a statement confirming the McMichaels' arrest. Both men were booked in Glynn County Jail. On February 23, 2020, Ahmaud Arbery was in the Steelo Shores neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, when both Gregory and Travis McMichael confronted Arbery with 2 firearms. During the encounter, Travis McMichael shot and killed Arbery, the GBI said. On May 5, 2020, District Attorney Tom Durden formally requested the GBI to investigate the death of Ahmaud Arbery. The Kingsland office initiated an investigation on May 6, 2020. On April 29, 2020, the Glynn County Police Department requested that the GBI investigate allegations of threats against GCPD and individuals involved in the active investigation. On the morning of May 5, 2020, GCPD requested the GBI investigate the public release and video related to Arbery's death. Before a video that was released capturing Arbery's killing, the police refused to charge the father and son. It was previously reported that the Glynn County Police Department released its report on the deadly incident Tuesday. McMichael thought Arbery looked like a suspect in several recent break-ins. However, Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper, believes her son was judged because of the color of his skin. George Barnhill, a prosecutor in the case, told the police that in a letter that McMichael and his son acted within the state citizen arrest law and Travis acted out of self-defense. The GBI's investigation of Arbery's death is still under investigation. Anyone with information related to the case can call 800-597-TIPS 8477.
Because that guy is still not arrested. That guy is still being investigated right now.
The guy who shot the video?
The third guy who shot the video.
That was my first question. Was like,
we
how
all
was
knew
this
he was
video
a suspect.
shot?
Because the guy they were trapping him. They were literally cornering him trapping him in the road. And he was the car in back, and they were the car in front. So they went in front of him. They, as you can see, them swerve their car to make sure they cut him off, and then he cuts off behind, and he's there to film. So it was literally premeditated murder. It was a lynching. You literally had a fucking cameraman set up for you. You literally were like, "Yo, let's shoot a video. Let's go murder him and let's shoot it." You behind, and you cut him off behind. We're gonna cut him off in front. Doesn't matter what theory you throw out there. Doesn't matter if you want to say, oh, well, maybe he was stealing, or they didn't find anything on him. They didn't find any guns on him or anything. Doesn't matter if he was stealing.
They also said one burglary within the past 7 weeks, and it was the guy who didn't want to show the footage.
Yeah, so there's no actual proof to any of that because you don't want to show the footage. So for me, it's bullshit. As they're investigating more, they now realize that McDonald, I think Greg or whatever, the dad, he had been investigating and looking into Ahmaud Arbery before, and he had
specifically that person.
Yes, he had a history of looking. He was obsessed with this dude, as we're finding out more and more.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't heard this.
Oh yes. So for me, it's like, oh, okay, I see what's happened here. It's an individual who's obsessed with this black dude, I don't know, for whatever reason, in their county or in their neighborhood or whatever. And now you're trying to accuse him of stealing something so you can have the right to kill him. And like many people have said, they didn't arrest him because they saw the video. They arrested him because we saw the video. If we didn't see the video and make a fuss of this, it's been over 2 months. It's been over 2 months.
Is that end of February, all of March, all of April, beginning of May? That's like
It's been over
That's-
2 months. They saw the footage. We didn't see the footage. So once we saw it as a people and we started to outcry and say, okay, you know what? This is bullshit. How are these people not arrested at least? They had no choice but to at least arrest these individuals. They tried to act like, oh, we'll get it to a grand jury whenever we get a chance. Why is this not on the top of your fucking to-do list? Why is it whenever we get a chance? Why are these individuals just roaming the streets? They're obviously dangerous. It may not even just be to this individual, and as it looks like a hate crime, so it might be to another black person. So why are they still on the street? And I posted about this, and I had individuals writing me a whole bunch of shit. And me and Chris would joke about this. We've even written about this and things we'll do. It's like sometimes white people have to make up hypotheticals just to feel like they have experienced.
Well, I thought
racism.
it was really because I heard this and I think it's such the ultimate like thing that nobody can deny. You know what I mean? Like
People deny it.
To me, what hurts, what I think is the most heartbreaking and undeniable thing is it's not a racist doing a crazy lynching. It's not just an ex-cop doing a crazy lynching. It's a group of people doing a lynching and then a community of people rallying around them to cover it up.
Yes.
It's a whole police department.
Yeah.
It's 2 DAs, and it's a guy in his neighborhood who's like, I have footage, but I don't want to show you the footage, but I'm with him. Like, we've all saw that video, and that many people are rallying around him is very confusing to me, because I just thought everybody was on the side of like, well, wow, we can all agree that's insane. And then you said when you made a post about it, you got pushback, and I was like, you got pushback? How?
What? No, I didn't. Not push back. No, it was a whole bunch of people. I mean, and that's what. Even with you being like it was a community of people. Yeah, I get that. Cool. It's a nation. It's been a taught behavior within this nation. It's not just a community of people. It's a nation of people who believe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not one, it's not one crazy person. It's society covering it up,
being like this is fine.
Yeah.
This, and it's not even like, oh yeah, like you said, it's not even like it's a cop. Cops, at least, they're on their bullshit. Yes, it's all racist bullshit, and we can disagree with them all day on how they handle things, but they can always try to lie and be like, we're cops and our lives are threatened, and we have that authority if our lives are threatened.
Right.
This is a citizen being like, I want to make a citizen's arrest with a shotgun, and my son has a handgun, and we're going to shoot you if you what? First of all, again, we're not running towards you. You literally went to pull a car in front of me to cut me off so then, oh, now I'm trapped. I wasn't coming towards you. I'm running. I'm jogging. I'm doing my jog as I do. So when people try to write and say, you didn't see the whole thing on camera. Well, let's be real here. You didn't either, motherfucker. So what's your argument? What you did see on camera was an actual lynching. What you did see on camera was a black man being cornered and shot to death for no reason with no cops involved. What you did see on actual video was complete bullshit. So for you to be like, oh, you didn't see this on video. What you didn't see on video was they were defending themselves. He tried to fight. What motherfucker in their right mind is about to fight 3 people with guns if you have
don't
nothing
have a
on you?
badge. You're a regular person.
But even beyond that, I don't have a gun on me. Why would I try to fight you?
No. Yeah. I want everybody to put, anyone who's saying that needs to put themselves in that position. And what the fuck would you do? Would you back down to 3 people who are pointing guns at you? Because that seems like a dangerous thing to do for you. To
You might
be
put
like,
your hands up.
This person might.
No, you might put your hands up. You might put your hands up. But once you hear the first shot and they miss, now you say, oh, this is life or death. It's like you getting robbed. If you're getting robbed, you might put your hands up and let them take whatever they want to take. If you hear them shoot a shot and they missed you, you might be like, oh, he don't care about my life. Now I got to fight this person to try to live. So, yeah, you might have been like, yo, calm the fuck down. And then you hear a gunshot go off and you missed. You like, oh, shit, they don't want to hear my words. Now I got to fight you to try to just fucking live to survive. Now I'm getting shot. Now I'm dead. Over what? I was jogging, fam. I was exercising.
And he switches his mindset in the middle. He tries to run, and it's too late. Like, it's just like you.
He just switched his mindset to me in the middle. His mindset was that from the beginning. He was just running. He was doing nothing but running. He got bothered.
Trying to get away.
No, not trying to get away. He was literally running. He was exercising. Not trying to get away. He was exercising. Do I imagine he
I'm
saw
just
them?
saying anyone who's like, I don't know. I don't know what if you truly put yourself in his position, anyone who argues that a cop didn't know, like, was frazzled by the situation, but doesn't give the right a citizen who's just on a run to react to people pointing guns at him.
Yeah, but even beyond that, another comment I got a lot of, well, a lot of white dudes writing me and being like, hey, well, you better fucking keep the same energy when the roles are reversed. And I was like, yo, fam, when? You're literally making up a hypothetical situation just so you can feel like you are experiencing racism. You're being like, yo, when that happens to me or a white guy, you better fucking make sure. Let me ask you a question. Let me propose a real question. When have you ever heard of a black man, fuck that, 2 black men armed with no mask on tape, shooting a white man in the middle of the street and them not being arrested immediately? It's not like they didn't know who these individuals were. It's not like they didn't know where they lived. They knew exactly where they lived. They knew exactly who they were. They were not arrested.
And they said it was fine.
It's not like, yes, it's
They
not
were
like they
like,
were
"This is
hiding
fine."
and they were like, they're hiding. It was like, no, we know exactly where the McMichaels live. They live right down the road. Those are our friends. It's fine. They must have had reasoning. Did he try to steal something? Again, I don't fucking know, but they don't give you the right to go out here and be on some vigilante shit and be like, oh, well, I'm the new fucking Superman of the town and this is Robin. And we don't use our flying and our cape. Oh, Robin.
So-
How'd I bring Robin with Superman? But you know what the fuck I'm saying is that you taking matters into your own hand and saying, okay, we're going to handle the situation the way we want to handle the situation. At the end of the day, it gives you no right. It gives you no right. And the fact that you were not arrested is just, this is the bullshit that we get frustrated with, and being like, that would never happen. Don't write me and argue to me about, well, if that happens. A dude wrote me and literally said, well, you can't say it doesn't happen on the other end. In 2013, there was a white guy that was killed by a black. I said, motherfucker, the fact that you even have to write me talking about some shit that happened 7 years ago. Is that not and I guarantee that black guy you talking about is
Got
arrested.
Yeah.
Stop acting. It's okay. It's okay to not experience certain oppression. You don't want to experience the shit. Trust us and be a voice. If you know, be a fucking voice. Be a voice and be like, you know what? I know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong and this is wrong. Don't think everybody is pointing the finger at you. We not pointing the finger at you. We're pointing the finger at us as a society. We're allowing this. If you feel attacked, you probably need to be attacked. If you're an individual that's being like, they're pointing at me, then guess what? It's probably some shit within you that you know. You're confronting yourself. You know you got some racist shit in you. That's why you feel attacked. Because the motherfucker that don't feel attacked, he knows this is bullshit, bruh. I want to help you. How can I help you? I'm not feeling it. You're right. I'm a white dude. I don't understand. I'm never going to get that. But how can I help? That's not your question. Fuck you. Bitch. And just break the glasses for no reason. I don't know what that does.
I got caught up in what you were saying. I had a point, but then I just started listening.
Wrigley,
And
are you
maybe that's a
guys
lesson.
sexually involved? Yes or no?
Yeah.
That was the whole video. So the actual video they have,
They're walking into someone's backyard and looking at the view.
gays or whatever the fuck he wants to do. So them being like, I have a video of him, and they're like, see? And he's like, he's not doing anything, but I have a video of him. And they're like, but you have a video.
He's jogged in this neighborhood before. What? That's not illegal. I have evidence of what?
The jogging, right?
That's
the crime, right?
He was jogging.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. The thing that is like not shocking, but like eye-opening or whatever as a white dude is that it's not a crazy guy. It is an entire institution behind him in the county, and it's a group of people standing up in Glenn County being like, this needs to stop. Like it's a societal thing.
Yeah.
It's not one crazy guy. It's one crazy guy in the system being designed to cover him up. He thought he was done with it.
No.
He was probably over it. It was 2 months later, and he was like,
it's not one crazy guy.
It's over.
It's one crazy institution. So it's a lot of people who are crazy who think they're normal because they're next to crazies.
And I mean, to speak to your point of like, you're right, it's not a community. It's the whole thing is that the fucking president, while he said it was very disturbing footage. And I love that he never chooses his words carefully, but responding to this, he chose his words very carefully.
Yeah.
Decided to say it was disturbing footage, and he trusts law enforcement in the area to do the right thing. Which is like, you didn't look into this at all because the law enforcement was trusted and they didn't do the right thing.
Well, like you say, he chose his words carefully. I think when he needs to, I think Trump is like a loose cannon. Trump is smart in this, right? He knows his brand. He's a loose cannon because he knows it's my brand, and certain people want to see me be a loose. They want to see me be a wild card. They want to see me be somebody you can't expect anything from. That's what they like about me. But then for those same people, I can't be a wild card on their side, if that makes sense. I can't give them some shit that they just never heard because they'd be like, wait, we were okay with all the crazy shit as long as it benefited us. But now that it doesn't. So he's very smart at being like, I trust that law enforcement will do the right thing, because literally you're leaving it so vague and so open that no matter what, he could be like, yeah, they did the right thing. If they were to be like, yeah, we investigated it and we would have done the right, the officers are now reinstated and everything's fine, he'll be like, I trusted them to do the right thing. He's smart enough to be like, I'm gonna leave it right in the middle where you don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah, not have any accountability at all.
Yeah, and yeah.
I'll leave it to the states. Coronavirus.
Leave it to.
Hey, I feel like we did a pretty good job about not talking about coronavirus again.
We did, but coronavirus is still out there, guys.
Yeah, be safe. It's not over.
It's not over. So
not
I don't
over.
care what your state told you. I don't care what Macy said. You protect yourself and you remember it's not over. And the Rona is killing motherfuckers.
Wear gloves. Wear a mask. Get a little bottle of hand sanitizer, and
I was just gonna say Henny,
and a bottle of Henny, and go wild.
Go wild. Oh, I'm gonna name my
take
first
some
album.
bike rides.
Hand sanitizer and Henny.
That's pretty good. That's a good like Corona album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lemoyne
put out a Corona album.
I saw that. It was called the Lemoyne After Pill.
Yeah, love it. I'm gonna listen to it this week.
Check it out.
I'm gonna listen to it this weekend.
Well, thank you guys for fucking with us again. And me and Chris do not hate each other.
Yeah, sorry we made you guys think the band was breaking up or something like that.
The boys are back in town, but we'll never leave.
And we'll try not to have good conversations while eating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I ate Flamin' Hot today and I tried to eat in front. If y'all saw that. But thanks for fucking with us. What do we do? Zip it up. Zip it out.
See you next week.
Yeah.